Any Battle Royale begins with landing and collecting the best items to win the game. But where should you land? Here are my top 5 best landing spots for more wins in Apex Legends Season 2. Let's hop right into it. Welcome back, Warriors, to another Apex Legends video. Today, I share with you my top 5 landing spots to dominate Kings Canyon. But first, let's go over all the tier loot areas on the map. As you guys already know, the map locations are between low, mid, and high tier loot outlined on the map as you guys see in the background, okay? In the image, purple locations have the highest chance, blue, medium chance, gray, low chance. Now, for you guys that have been playing Apex Legends, you guys already know this, but for those who don't, this just indicates where the best areas have the highest chance to drop purple armor, better guns, purple knockdown shields, etc. Now, this map doesn't show the newly added labs or the gauntlet location introduced in Season 2, but that's okay. They don't make the list, but they are very fun to land at. Now, on to my top 5, in no particular order. Here are my top 5 locations, guys. Artillery, bunker, runoff, Skulltown, and the swamps, okay? Now, the reason I've picked these 5 locations are all based on the following criteria: loot tier, map location, if it's a hot zone or hot drop, the location's utility, and the survivability if you land at said location. Now, on to our first one, artillery. But before we get into that, I should mention that a lot of this is dependent on your own skill level and how much you like to drop in a very hot spot drop, which is like Skulltown, bunker, places like that where you're going to get into a lot of fights, or if you're going to land on the outside of the map where there's not a lot of action going on so you can have time to loot and kind of fight into battles later on in the map. Also, real quick to mention that the supply drop ship is a very hot drop spot. A lot of people like to go there because in regular games it has a lot of high tier loot, but that is solely dependent on, you know, the flight path and then where that thing spawns, because it's a randomly generated spawn when the ship comes onto the map. Now, onto artillery. Artillery's loot tier is obviously one of the highest, guys. It's a high tier loot area, so I give that 5 out of 5 stars. The map location at the very top along the outside, unfortunately, guys, the high tier loot areas do suffer in map location pertaining to the zone, meaning that, like, oftentimes that you're racing against the zone just to get into the zone, okay? So I give the map location 3 out of 5 stars. It is a hot drop. Artillery is one of the most dropped locations in all of Apex Legends, so it gets a 4. The reason being a 4 is because depending on the flight path of the ship, if it's not right overhead or close to it, then a lot of times people don't go. So it's 4 out of 5 stars. The utility of it is based on, you know, redeploys, respawns if your team goes down, or zip lines, places to get you in and out. There's only one unless you go all the way through, and then there's the zip line from that down to Cascades, so it gets a 2 out of 5 stars. Survivability is always based on how many teams go there in any of the locations we talk about today, guys. But artillery, since it's one of the hottest drop locations in all of Apex, if 2 or more teams go there, your survivability is not very, very good, so it gets 3 out of 5 stars. Now, on to location number 2, bunker. I love bunker. It's one of the coolest places to drop. It is a hot drop, so the loot tier, it is a high tier loot area, so it gets 5 out of 5 stars. So you're going to get a lot of loot. The only setback with the bunker is that there's not a lot of loot. So for a full team, maybe, if another team goes there, then you're kind of suffering on divvying up the loot between everybody. The map location, great. 4 out of 5 stars. It's almost in the middle. You can pretty much go anywhere to run off airbase, or you can go through river onto wherever the zone is going to take you. 9 out of 10 times you're going to be in the zone. So the map location is a 4 out of 5 stars. The hot drop, it is a very hot drop. Now, with the changes and added locations in Season 2, it's a little bit less, so it gets 3 out of 5 stars, but it's still a really good hot drop. The utility, almost none. 1 star, guys. There's nowhere. You have to go outside of bunker a good distance either way to find redeploys, respawns, or zip lines, anything like that. Survivability, low. I give it a 2 out of 5 stars. And that's only based on how many teams go there. A lot of the times you go there and you die, and you're going to find yourself back at the menu screen. So overall, not bad for bunker. On to our third location. All right, guys, it is runoff. Runoff is probably the best location that I found to drop. My friend Monster, who I play with, loves this location. It is a high tier loot area. So again, guys, 5 out of 5 stars. It has enough loot, more than enough loot for multiple teams, so 5 out of 5 stars, guys. The location on the side of the map, but I have found that it is on the right-hand side of the map, and by that I mean it's on the area of the map where a lot of the times the zone is going to be at, So you're going to find yourself in a better position to stay inside the zone. I find that the right-hand side of the zone next to hydro, wetlands, those areas isn't utilized as much. But as far as the map location, guys, it's a 3 out of 5 stars. Now, the whether it's a hot drop or not, I don't know. It depends. It's so close to airbase, guys, and bunker, and Skulltown's kind of close to it. Some lakes in Season 2 has been utilized a lot. So as far as a hot drop, I will give it 3 out of 5 stars. And with that, I mean, is because the pit is right next to it, which is also a high-tier loot area. And because so many teams can go there and get loot before you actually have to fight, it's definitely a really good hot drop. So definitely 3 out of 5 stars for that one, guys. Location utility, it's not good. The only thing that they have is behind runoff, there is a redeploy, which can take you to another redeploy outside of bunker. So you can actually get somewhere, so I'm going to give that one a 3 out of 5 stars as well. The survivability of it, like I said, if there's multiple teams that go there, you should be able to get a good enough loot or get loot before you actually have to fight. So the survivability is 4 out of 5 stars, guys. You can get in and out of runoff pretty safe. Now, on to my favorite location in all of Apex Legends, with the exception of a few others, but my favorite one is Skulltown. Although it is a mid-tier loot area, guys, not a high-tier loot, the mid-town loot, it is the tilted towers of Apex Legends, the firing range of Apex Legends. It is the hottest drop in all of the Kings Canyon. I love going here. The loot tier is mid-tier, so guys, it's only 3 out of 5 stars. It's not that great, but there is so much loot in so many areas you can go. You should be able to get something out of it, at least one good thing. Map location, it's not the best, guys, but it can get you in and out of places very well. In my experience, the zone has always favored you if you've gone to Skulltown. So that's also going to be a 3 out of 5 stars. Nothing great about the location. Hot zone, 5 out of 5 stars, guys. This is one of the hottest drops, like I said, in all of Apex Legends. If you want to get better at playing this game, you're gunfighting, you're killing other players, getting your gun skill up, the chaos that happens within Apex Legends, I definitely advise you dropping here. Now, if you're on the other side of the, the spectrum where you want to drop safer and not have to fight and you want to take your time with this game, don't go to Skulltown. It's not going to favor you in the slightest. So hot drop, 5 out of 5 stars, guys. The utility, there is respawns there, so that's great. There's zip lines that go through the bone, which can take you to Thunderdome or kind of get you close enough to market. Right outside, there's that small village that gives you a redeploy. So your utility is also going to be a 3 out of 5 stars, guys. The survivability, 1 out of 5 stars. Almost every time you drop here, you're going to find yourself quickly dead and get back to the menu screen. I don't say that as a negative. It's definitely good. Now, if your team happens to survive and wipe out everybody in Skulltown, you're going to come out with a lot of good gear, and you're going to be able to take on the rest of the lobby and most likely win. So, guys, survivability, 1 out of 5 stars. It's not the best, but Skulltown is definitely my favorite place to drop in all of Apex Legends. On to our last and final location, guys, which is Swamps. The Swamps is a high-tier loot area, guys, so 5 out of 5 stars. The place is so big that 3 or 4 teams can go here and get enough good loot to take on the rest of the lobby. Now, me and my team, this is how I got to Apex Predator in the ranked mode in Season 2. Me and my team literally just went to Swamps almost every single drop, got good loot, and made it out just fine. Now, the map location, terrible. It's a 1 out of 5 stars, guys. The reason I say this is because more often than not, 90% of the time, if you go to Swamps, the zone is going to spawn and it's going to be next to the cage bridge where bridges used to be, and then or more to the west. To the west. So it's like you have to travel such a far distance because of landing there that it doesn't benefit you in any way. So 1 out of 5 stars. Hot zone drop. It's a 2 out of 5 stars, guys. Not many teams go here, especially with the new labs location right next to it between hydro and wetlands. Like I said, so many teams can go here, so it does make it very profitable to go here. You guys should get all the loot that you want to take on the rest of the lobby. Utility, there's only the one respawn and one redeploy out of there, so it's a 3 out of 5 stars, guys. You can get pretty close to the cage now with the redeploy, so it's not too bad. The survivability, 5 out of 5 stars, guys. I would say almost every time that I go here, I may have to fight 1 or 2 teams, and we get out just fine. Most of the time, it's just 1 team, and we make it out no problem, almost unscathed, really. Or, if there is multiple teams that happen to land here, you should be able to loot and just get out without even having a fight. So those are my top 5 locations. Again, guys, artillery, bunker, Runoff, Skulltown, Swamps. Hit these areas up, test them out. Let me know what you think, okay? Down in the comments, I want to know what your favorite location is to drop in Apex Legends, or if you have a few, let me know down. Let's get the conversation started, all right? If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, guys. That lets me know that you guys enjoyed this and you want to see more content like this. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notification bells, guys. We release a few videos each week pertaining to Apex Legends and Call of Duty, the new one, Modern Warfare. So, as always, stay gaming, guys. And then for me, Warlug, I'm out. Peace. Come